Welcome to this session on turning structure charts into pseudocode. Structure charts are used as part of the designing process of an application where programs sit down and modulate code and break groups of code up into sections and then show how they link together. So in a way it shows you what is being done rather than how it is being done. It's part of our algorithm and helps us structure things. So there are two styles that we use. One is called the Jordan and one is Constantine. We will actually be using the Jordan type method where we work from top to bottom, left to right. So we start here, we would then move to this box, go back up and then down to this box. I find it a lot easier to follow the Jordan model than actually using more of the structured bent corner model from the Constantine. Some other things you need to be aware of. We translate a structure chart like main, A, B, C, into pseudocode, which you can see below here, which is begin main, A, B, C, and main. Now you notice that we start with begin main. This is the function call, and main calls A. When A is finished running, it'll head back up to main, and then it calls B. When B is finished running, it'll go up to main again, and then it calls C. When the program in C finishes running, like the function C is finished running, it returns to main. Because there's no more activity, it then stops. So hence you have an end main. So when you design the pseudocode, or when you translate from a structure chart here into pseudocode, we always start with the begin, which will be the main block, and we always have an end. And in between, we always work left to right, layer by layer. So we always go left to our right, and if there were more layers below, we would save that because it become another begin-end block. So let's get into a practical example. I said before that each block, like A, B, C, would actually be a set of code. This is Visual Basic code, and that Visual Basic code can actually be a set of instructions, which is more like a pseudocode. Notice we still have a begin and we still have an end. So in a structure chart with multiple levels, we would actually find that this structure chart will read begin main, A, then it will be B, D, and it will be end main. The next part would be begin B, C, and B. So you notice that we work from layer to layer. So just to help us with that, what we'll do is we'll open up another Word document and we'll work with these sort of together. So we had a begin main. We also need an end main. So these form our begin end blocks of that structure. So main has a begin and an end. The first thing it does is call A. So we would then call A. Then it called another function. In this case it called B, then D. So we'd then have B, then D. And then the program ends and we have end main. Because there is another sub-level to this program where B calls C, we need to start a new begin-end block for B and that it calls C. So underneath this one, we would then go begin B, and we need an end block. Now B calls C, so in this block here, we would actually place C. Now, these are function calls, so there would be a function A, and whatever that does, it'll do. And once it's finished running that function, it will then go and run the function B. When it finishes doing whatever it needs to in B, it comes back, it will run D. When it finishes running D, it comes back and ends the main program. So this gives us a little idea of what we're aiming for. In the first example, it's got stage 1. It's got programs, code, and syntax. Now, much the same way as we work through this diagram here, it begins and ends the same way. We always start with the first block, which is begin stage 1. So our solution will have that to begin with. So in our next program, we can actually go, and I'll just move that up to the top of the page. We can go begin stage 1, and we need an end stage 1. Now we have programs, then code, and then syntax. So each of those modules will be called one after the other from left to right. So first of all we have programs, then we have syntax, and in the middle we have code. And I'll just indent all these. So for our solution for the very first structure chart, this would be the pseudocode that goes with this. Each of these programs could then be broken down further in an IPO model, but at this point in time we're only looking at the overall governing program. So just to help you with the next one without actually typing the solution for you, you'll be able to do that yourself. We go begin sport, and we always work left to right, layer by layer. It'll be cricket, football, soccer, and sport. Then we'll have another program below which will go begin cricket, batting, fielding, and cricket. And because no other functions call a sub-layer, that would be the end of that structure chart. So go ahead and give the next couple of diagrams a go and see how you get on.